You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and white sports fans, when you think of players, athletes that are in the all-time GOAT conversation, what names actually come to mind? And I'm not talking about just in one particular sport. I'm actually talking about in sports overall. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Jim Thorpe, Babe Zaharias, Joe Montana. Those are just a few of the names that actually come to mind when we're talking about athletes across all sports. I can throw in Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr., and more. But one current athlete today doesn't actually think that Tom Brady or even a Joe Montana should even be in the GOAT conversation. You may be thinking to yourself, that sounds blasphemous. And you would absolutely be 100% correct. Because to normal thinking people, this is blasphemous. There's no doubt about it that Tom Brady is in the GOAT conversation of all time. There's no doubt that Joe Montana also as well, even though I do believe that Tom Brady, and for the most part, most people have deemed Tom Brady to be better than Joe Montana. But there's no doubt about it that these players, these athletes, deserve to actually be in the same conversation with the other players I just named. But LeBron James just does not believe that. And his reason is actually pretty stupid if you ask me, because it makes no sense. One thing that we know about the quarterback position in the NFL, it is the toughest position in all of team sports. There's no doubt about it. In the NFL, a quarterback is the difference maker. So check this out, guys. Tom Brady had a telling response to LeBron saying he's not the GOAT. This is idiotic, okay? That LeBron actually feels that way. Tom Brady had a very telling take when he responded to a particular comment by Los Angeles Lakers forward LeBron James. Guessing recently on HBO's The Shop, Brady got asked about his thoughts on LeBron saying that the quarterback is the greatest football player ever, but not the GOAT athlete. This is what Tom Brady had to say. He said, quote, "I'm not a big comparison thing like that. And it's because really it just depends on what style you like," Brady said via NFL.com. You could say, well, you're maybe the most accomplished. And I believe that when people say most accomplished of Brady, that's kind of like a backhand slap. No, he's the best of all time. But anyway, but it continues on here. He says, "I would say, okay, yeah, I've won a lot of games, Super Bowls and so forth, but my style of play might not fit everybody else's, what their view of what that position should be. I can really just be the best with the body that I was given. There are certain things that I certainly cannot do. And I have the awareness to realize, okay, I can't do those things. You can't do everyone else's job. You can't block, tackle, run, catch. I sure as hell can't run." Well, that's true. "But I can throw the whatever expletive he actually said right there under the ball. So let me just do that. And let me do that really well. And if I can do that, then the team certainly can use me for that," close quote. And LeBron James said football players are disqualified from the GOAT debate because they don't play both sides of the ball. This is dumb. Completely dumb by LeBron James to even say this. Tom Brady, no doubt, is in the GOAT conversation. Whether you have him number 1, number 10, whatever, he's in the conversation. No doubt about it. But to LeBron James, he doesn't believe that a Joe Montana or a Tom Brady should even be in the conversation. They should be disqualified, according to him. Even though a quarterback makes the world of difference. Tom Brady has a record 7 Super Bowls. 7. What were the Patriots before Tom Brady got there? They were a 5-11 team The year he didn't start, 2000, they were 0-2. And then they went on a historic run pretty much the next 20 years, winning 6 Super Bowls. 6. Because of that guy. He leaves for 1 year. Actually, he gets injured in 2008. The Patriots don't even make the playoffs. He leaves after 20 years. The Patriots don't even make the playoffs. Didn't even have a winning record. He goes to the Buccaneers, a 7-9 team, and takes them to the Super Bowl and wins. Folks, I must be honest with you guys here. I truly do believe that LeBron James is jealous. We know that LeBron James says he's chasing that GOAT in Chicago, and he wants everybody to know he's the GOAT. LeBron James is a great athlete, but there's no way in hell that I would actually have him ranked above Tom Brady. If you're just talking about pure athleticism, yeah, there's no doubt about it. LeBron wins that. But the actual production that I've seen over the past 20 years from Tom Brady, and I believe this is LeBron just finished, year 17 or 18? Yeah, I would take Tom Brady over LeBron James. For one thing also, Tom Brady didn't go out and try to create super teams. Everything that he did was pretty organic. Very organic. And he didn't have, the most talent to work with. The only wide receiver that's going to the Hall of Fame that he actually played with was Randy Moss. And that was for like a year and a half. Now, Gronk is going to the Hall of Fame, but he's a tight end. But he does pass the ball to him. But Tom Brady was already a Hall of Famer before Gronk even got there in New England. Brady is the ultimate weapon. There's no doubt about it that Tom Brady deserves to be in the conversation. And folks, honestly, this is just pure jealousy by LeBron James. Do you guys understand where I'm coming from? What LeBron said doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. Actually, baseball players have less of an impact than a quarterback, because a quarterback has so much impact. Look at how great Barry Bonds was. But Barry Bonds can only bat, 4 times a game. He plays the outfield, don't get me wrong, but the baseball isn't always hit in his direction. He can't exactly run down and play catcher at the same time. No, he can't do that. But this is pretty dumb. This is pretty dumb. If you're going to kick Tom Brady out of the GOAT conversation, then I guess you got to kick out Joe Montana. You got to kick out Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds. That wouldn't make any sense, folks. It absolutely would not make any sense whatsoever. I remember ESPN in 1999, they had their Sports Century, and they ranked the 100 greatest athletes of all time. Barry Bonds is on that list. If I'm not mistaken, he came in at like number 25, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say he was somewhere around there. Ken Griffey Jr., also, he was on that list too. But what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of LeBron James' statement and Tom Brady's response? Yes, Tom Brady can't, throw the ball and catch the ball. Well, LeBron James, when you pass the ball, can you actually shoot the ball? Because I do believe when you beat the Warriors, Kyrie Irving actually made the big shot. Did he not? Did you make the big shot in the game? No, you did not. Now, you had a tremendous block. Don't get me wrong. Don't act like you didn't have any teammates, because you absolutely did have teammates. And in that Dallas series where you just kind of disappeared and didn't want the ball, Dwayne Wade was the best player for the Heat in that series. On the Miami Heat anyway, I should say. It wasn't you. You had help too. This is what happens in team sports. You trust your teammates. But we know what LeBron to do. When things are going bad with the team, his contract is up, he'll just hop ship, jump to the next super team. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans. LeBron James is completely wrong on this. He is. But Brady, he is the GOAT. And true, he can't run, he can't catch. But still, he is absolutely in the GOAT conversation. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.